Hi people, I hope everyone's well. This is another edition of Now Spinning, which is basically videos me showing records that I've been playing in the last week or so. And yeah, it's going to be the only video that I'm going to be uploading this week because my usual vinyl finds, videos that I do like on Saturdays and weekends, I won't be doing because I haven't bought anything new. So basically, yeah, it's going to be this one. I'm uploading it through Capture as well, so I don't know if this is going to work out or not. Yeah, well, let's see. So yeah, I guess that we start off with what's playing in the background, as per usual, which is this one. Billy Nikos, would you believe Billy Nikos? This came out 1968. Yes. Yeah, I want to say 1969 or something like that, but no, it's 1968. It's just an unbelievable psychedelic pop masterpiece, really. I know Big Star has shown this one as well, and you know, not a lot of people have shown this because it's not very well known and it's very hard to come by on vinyl. There was a reissue of this back in early 2000, 2003 I would like to say. It's very hard to come by. The originals like go for crazy money, and the reissue goes for crazy money as well, which is just a shame. I would like to see a re-release of this one because it's just unbelievable. And the reason I picked this out was that I was listening to this album, Jacqueline Lina, Cabinet of Curiosities. This came out last year on Trouble in Mind, which is like, you know, a label that does a lot of psychedelic albums, and Verma, I think, you know, there have been quite a few albums that came out from this label, just unbelievable. This is very much unlike these ones. It does resemble the music of Billy Nichols a lot, and you know, it just will, you know, make sense for a lot of people to have. I think I highly recommend this. I was playing it the other day, and my girlfriend liked it, which is, you know, as glowing cabbage, because I was watching his video just right now. He was saying that, you know, his wife is coming around to, you know, enjoying some of the stuff that he's playing, and it's the case with me as well. And this is one of the albums that she did like. Yeah, it should be very easy to find, and highly recommended. So yeah, that is the segue of the two albums, and now everything else, which doesn't make much sense. I've been picking up some of the CDs that I have and listening to them just because, you know, they're there really, and you know, I was like, you know, why not listen to them? And yeah, so I picked this one out. New York Noise came out some years ago on Soul Jazz. I bought this on CD, although it's available on record, but I bought it in a time when I didn't want to buy records, but I wanted to collect music, so I got this one, and I also got the other two volumes of it. So this is like a compilation of bands from no wave-ish bands from 1970, I guess, 81, 82. And you have bands like Liquid, yeah, I mean, Theoretical Girls, Mars, The Contortions, Contort Yourself, and all these. It starts off dancily, like, you know, very disco kind of influenced, but it goes on to become very noisy indeed. Just absolute classic. I mean, you know, it has a lot of nice information there, you know, nice booklets, information about the band and everything, so yeah, really nice to have. You can find the vinyl, I guess, quite cheaply because it's soul jazz, and the guy that is running Soul Jazz Records, he's like, you know what, records should be cheap, and yeah, so yeah. I was spinning this the other day as well, Pinch, Underwater Dance Hall. I got this one in 2000, I think this came out in 2007. I bought it at the time that it came out, and the reason why I bought it was I've read a review, not a review, an interview actually, from Tom York, and he was saying that this is the best album that came out that year. This is what you would call dubstep. It's out on Tectonic, which is like a label that specializes on dubstep and techno and these kinds of electronic music. So yeah, it's a 2 CD version. One is with vocals and one is without, and they're equally interesting. I prefer the one, you know, the instrumental version, but yeah. So sort of when you listen to this kind of stuff, it sort of makes sense, the direction that Radiohead are going, and what, you know, Tom York and his, you know, with Atoms for Peace, what he's doing. So yeah, I was playing this one a couple of days ago. This is Lux by Brian Eno. I sort of think that some you know, ambient music makes more sense, I guess, on CD, because you can play like, you know, an hour-long piece and whatnot. This has actual songs in it. Came out 2013, I think. Yeah, 2013. I got the CD because I think it makes more sense to have the CD, and it didn't get like glowing reviews or anything, but it's a nice piece of music. It's Brian Eno, which is quite good. I'm curious to listen to his latest one. It's coming out soon-ish. It's not a bad record. I got it for like, you know, fairly cheap, and so yeah, it's quite good. Another soul jazz compilation, totally classic, Tropicalia. Everything that you need to know about, you know, the Tropicalia movement and all the people that, you know, sort of comes with a very thick booklet on, you know, the bands and, you know, whatnot about Brazil and, you know, the time and the music in here, and, you know, it has just absolute classics here. Gilberto Gil, Caetano Veloso, Gal Costa, Jorge Ben, Los Mutantes, Tom Zé. I mean, yeah, it's just brilliant. Again, bought at a time when, you know, I wanted to collect music, but didn't imagine that I would be buying records again, to be honest. But yeah, there you go. Yeah, absolute classic. Yeah. And well, not and because I have another two. Picked out this one. My girlfriend hates Tom Waits. She hates Tom Waits. It sort of rhymes as well. She hates him. I don't know why. I've no idea why. But yeah. Anyway, I was playing this one. Brawlers, Ballers, and Bastards. Triple CD. Came out on vinyl as well. I was sort of thinking of buying the LP version, but the logistics of listening to this on 8 sides of vinyl is just something that I cannot really think of. It's nice to have, I guess, but not to listen to. And this is a nice version. It's, you know, paper, and, you know, it has. It just makes more sense on CD, my opinion. I got it very cheap as well. This came out originally like, you know, it was like, oh, the special edition, whatnot, and it was like 20 quid. Even the CD was 20 quid, but I got this for 5, so yeah. Just absolute classic. My favorite one is the first one. I think it's the more classic kind of Tom Waits blues-inspired music that he does. It's really good, but yeah, I think that the first CD is the best one. Just me. And finally, from the CD side of things, I was playing this one, Run the Road, which is, if you can see the names here, some of them might ring bells. So Dizzy Rascal, Wiley, Kano. This is a compilation of grime, or well, UK hip hop basically, and it sort of showcased the best, the most, you know, hopeful names back in the day. It came out in 2004, and yeah, it only came out on CD, and this is before they became famous, basically, kind of thing. I'm not a big fan of hip hop, but this is a very good compilation, really good, and it sort of does make sense if you want to listen to, you know, hardcore kind of, not hardcore, but you know what I mean. It's really good. Whatever. On to the records, which is interesting. I was playing this the other day. Again, I will show this again because it's really good. Yeah, Warfare in Strangers, a compilation out on Numero Group. Selection of hard rock, heavy metal, whatever bands from 1960, I guess 6, 7 to the 70s, and yeah, these bands basically made like, you know, a couple of singles, and it's such fun to listen to. I love this. My girlfriend likes it as well, which is quite good. Comes with a really nice booklet and information about, you know, the bands and what they've done. The only band that I actually knew about was Medusa. These guys, I have this LP, you know, proto-heavy metal, I guess. And Stone Axe, which did make, you know, ring the bell too. But this is very nice indeed. Very enjoyable to listen, and it's just a grower. You know, you listen to it again and again, and you just discover new things. Highly recommended. Obviously, if you like hard rock and, you know, psychedelic kind of heavy rock kind of thing. Speaking of psychedelia, I've been spinning this one. This is Magic Lantern. Sorry about the glare. Platoon. Came out in 2010, I would say. These are recordings from 2009. Platoon are a psychedelic band from the US. Some members of Pocahontas and Sanaro. Loads of wah-wah, loads of organ, loads of psychedelic jams. Just super highly recommended. Do check this out. I mean, if it's not fun, it's good. It's really good. Something that is not very psychedelic but equally good, Bauhaus. This is their second album. What's the name of the album? Mask. Yeah, Mask. Some classic tracks here like Hair of the Dog and Kick in the Eye. This was reissued last year. This is a European reissue because Four Men with Beards also did some reissues, but this comes with a CD as well. It's remastered, whatever that means. I don't believe it anyway. Fairly cheap for a reissue, really nice pressing and all that. Bauhaus, I think that, you know, if you want to check out Bauhaus, I would go with the first album, In the Flat Field, which is like absolute classic. This is a little bit dancier, if you like, and, you know, Kick in the Eye is one of the goth club, like, you know, all-time favorite hits, because it is danceable in the way that goths dance, I guess. Yeah, anyway, fantastic album. But yeah, I would go with the first one. So it goes like, you know, In the Flat Field takes a 10, this gets a 9, and then after that it's like sort of, you know, downhill, my opinion. Album that I had for a while, well, quite a few years actually, in CD format, which was like, you know, paper and really nice, but I always wanted the vinyl, and it's Miles Davis, Dark Magus. This is surprising because it says that it came out in 2011. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, 2011. I think I got this last year. I don't know. Four Men with Beards is a reissue, really nice pressing, fantastic from his electric period. I have the first one I bought back in the day on CD was Live Evil. I would say that Live Evil and this one sort of, you know, fight it out from during different periods of my life for being the best, you know, live album from his electric period. But yeah, I don't know. Dark Magus is just bloody amazing. You know, from his time he did Bitches Brew, and he was experimenting with the rock music and whatnot. So just absolute classic, absolute classic. Saxophones, yeah. Well, you know, Large Free, Gilbert Hartman. Hartman's Large Free, absolute classic of a record, just fantastic, progressive. Don't know, how can you categorize this? Just amazing. This is a reissue, obviously, from Wawa, which we know and love, and yeah, highly recommended as well. What else have we been spinning? So yeah, oh yeah. Ensemble Économique, Crossing the Pass by Torchlight. This came out last year. Let me see. It doesn't have a date on it. No, doesn't say much. Yeah. So this is electronic, droney, very dense kind of music. There's a lot of melody as well, but it's sort of drowned out in distortion. Just amazing album. Highly recommended. I like everything that Ensemble Économique and this guy Pyle, what's his name? Brian Pyle does. Most of their stuff I would highly recommend. This is probably their best, I would say. So do check this out. Ensemble Économique. Yeah, that's the title. Fantastic stuff. Amazing electronic stuff. Glowing Cabbage actually showed the jam, and I had that pulled like a couple of days ago, and I was listening to all Mod Cons, which is my favorite album by these guys, by the Jam. It has some of my favorite tracks actually. It has Down the Tube Station at Midnight, amazing. It has which one is it? Oh yeah, To Be Someone. I don't know, I love this track. It's not it's not a famous track by them, I guess, but it's just bloody amazing. Yeah, classic seminal punk, mod inspired punk I would say, but yeah, fantastic pressing as well. These guys, they do a really good job. Wherever you see the sticker, I guess, like, you know, it's a good, you know that it's a quality pressing. I also was listening to this one, still a bit mixed bag, I guess. Some of the tracks are amazing, some of the tracks are a little bit like so and so, but yeah, overall it's not a bad album. Shame that they didn't, you know, print out enough of them, and I guess that they're still in pre-order in some cases, so I don't know whether you can find it or not as easily. But it's a good album overall, but the previous one, in my opinion, is much better. Yeah, nothing to say here. Stooges Funhouse, absolute classic. I got this version of it from when Anders was here. Obviously, I have this multiple times. Have a Canadian copy back home. I have it on CD. Yeah, it's just, yeah. And I pulled it out, played at maximum volume as you should, and just scorcher of an album. You know, no need for introduction. I don't need to say much more about this. If you don't have it, get it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Chad bought this recently. I had pulled it out like a few days before, and I was listening to this. Perfect Prescription by the Spacemen III. This is a reissue out on Fire Records. Bought it like, I don't know, a couple of years ago. And I don't know which album this is by them. Mystery, I don't know. The Spacemen III discography just confuses me. I don't know which one is first, second, or whatever. This is a mellower kind of Spacemen III album, but you know, it's just absolute classic, fantastic psychedelia, yeah, fantastic psychedelic. So this is not a very noisy album, by the way, but it's fantastic psychedelia from the 80s. I think it came out in 1987, 88 or something like that. Yeah, true classic. A band that yeah, I wanted this LP for a long time. I got this when I went to Wawa Records, to the actual record shop in Barcelona. T2. The title is It Will All Work Out in Boomland. This is a kind of album that should not really work, in my opinion, because it has equal kind of doses of psychedelia, progressive elements, and a bit of hard rock kind of, you know, melodic, you know, bits in it, which should, I'm not a big fan of, but overall it does work, and it's an absolute classic. It's not a very well known album. This is an Akarma release, as you can see here. Came out, I guess, in 2005, and yeah, it sort of works, and it's really good. Love this album. And a couple more. We'll be staying on longer. Absolute scorcher of an album. E2, E4, Manuel Gotsching. Killed the name probably. You probably know this guy. He's the guitar player and man behind Ashra Temple. This is his album from 1983, I want to say. Yeah. Thank you very much for, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's 1983 actually. This was reissued. This comes in a clear vinyl, which I like clear vinyl. Does it say? No, it doesn't say. Anyway, yeah, I think it's 1983, and he's a guitar player for Sunra. Why am I saying Sunra? Ashra Temple. He's done some classic krautrock albums, and he came out with this one, and as I said, in 1983, I think. And this is just unbelievable, because up until now, up until that point, I think in time, electronic albums were more like, you know, the Klaus Schulze kind of, you know, floating, you know, krautrock sound, or you had like Jean-Michel Jarre that had like a lot of synth work. But this sounds like techno. This sounds like acid house. This predates and sort of sets the mood for what came like a few years later. But you know, with dance music, things move really quickly, and 6 years before is just it doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. And this is just an absolute classic. It's just mesmerizing melody, mesmerizing, you know, beat. It's just, yeah, fantastic. Highly recommended. Absolute classic. You know, cannot really say much more than that. And finally, Place to Bury Strangers. Their first album came out in 2006, I want to say, but probably wrong. 2008. This is a European version. Came with another 12-inch, so it's 2 LP basically. And this is fantastic, psychedelic, shoegaze. Yeah, I think that if you think of a cross between My Bloody Valentine and Jesus and Mary Chain from the first album, you got the sound. Just scorching album, amazing. So yeah, that's what I've been listening to. I hope that you enjoyed. Don't bitch about stuff if you don't like it. Same thing about this video. You know, like it, dislike it, whatever you want to do. If you think that, you know, it's was a good good video, you know, and you want to see more, subscribe. If you are like, what the hell is this guy talking about, unsubscribe, and leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Actually, do enjoy these videos where people showing, you know, what they're listening to. It makes more sense in a way than just showing new records, because, you know, technically you cannot buy that many records, to be honest. Anyway, you know, it's Easter time. Enjoy, you know, bank holiday and whatnot. I guess most people have some time off from work. What else? 25 minutes. My God, that is a long ass video. And yeah, I will be seeing you around. Cheers, guys.